I'll give you.
This figure. Yours are an ankle.
Alright, there are two methods that we're going to cover on dividing polynomials today. One of them is long division. One of them is synthetic division. Synthetic division is way easier and it's my favorite, but it doesn't work on everything. So that's why we have to know long division just in case. Okay, so we're going to start off with some long division.
Calculator is my favorite one.
Well, it won't work that way, sorry. I've got 2x to the fourth plus 3x cubed plus 5x minus 1. And I'm going to divide that by x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, so we're going to divide 2x to the fourth plus 3x cubed plus 5x minus 1 by x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, so that means long division is what you think. It's what you did when you were a little taught. What we're dividing by is going to go outside my box. So I'm going to write x squared plus 3x plus 2. And I'm going to make my big long division box. Now, when I put stuff in the box, and outside also, this one it just didn't happen. Whatever my degree is, this one's got a degree of 4, I have to have every power underneath it. So you see I've got a 4, 3, I'm missing a 2, right? I'm missing a squared. So when I put that in my box, I'm going to have to put a 0 in that spot. So I'm going to write 2x to the fourth plus 3x cubed plus 0x squared, bless you, plus 5x minus 1. Okay? You have to do that 0 thing on the outside too. This one just didn't need it. We had a 2, 1, and a constant on the outside, so it was good to go. Alright, now.
Because there's no x squared.
Right. Good. It's kind of like you got to have something in that spot. A placeholder kind of thing.
This looks big.
Alright, once we get it set up, the process starts with the first one outside and the first one inside. Okay, so what we're asking ourselves, x squared times what will give me 2x to the fourth? Okay, it's got to have a 2 in it, right? And then to get from an x squared to an x to the fourth, it would have to be
2x squared.
X squared. Very good. So above my x squared, I'm going to write 2x squared. Okay, because I'm trying to multiply this by something to get this. So it has to be 1 times 2 to get a 2. X squared times x squared gets you the x to the fourth.
Yeah.
Okay? Once you get that now, just like when you were a little taught, you're going to take this and you're going to multiply it by everything that's out here.
Multiply?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do 2x squared times x squared. What's that?
2x.
You just said it, right? 2x to the fourth. I'm going to do 2x squared times 3x. 2 times 3 is 6, and x squared times x is x cubed. Now I got to do 2x squared times 2. 4x squared. Okay? Same principles as long division when you were in elementary school. Now you draw your line and you subtract. Okay? The whole point of what we did here was this one's going to go away. 2x to the fourth minus 2x to the fourth is nothing. 3x cubed minus 6x cubed. Negative 3x cubed. 0x squared minus 4x squared. Minus 4x squared. And then just like when you were a little taught, after you subtract, you bring the next term down. So we're going to bring down the plus 5x. You always have to have as many here as there are out here. Okay? Alright, so we started this off by saying x squared times what made 2x to the fourth. Now we're looking at x squared times what makes negative 3x cubed. Okay, so this is a 1. 1 times what makes negative 3? And you said it, negative 3. What about x squared to get to an x cubed? X to the first. And see how these are going? This one was squared, this one's first, right? So that's a check for you. Now, we got to do negative 3x times all three of these. Okay, so negative 3x times x squared is negative 3x cubed. Negative 3x times 3x is negative 9x squared. And negative 3x times 2 is negative 6x. Now you got to subtract. Here, negative 3x cubed minus negative 3x cubed is nothing. Be careful with your signs here. Negative 4x squared minus negative 9x squared. 5x squared, good. 5x minus negative 6x.
11x.
Positive 11x. And bring down that last term. Okay. So now we got to say x squared times what gets us 5x squared? Just a 5. Very good. So we're going to put a 5 up on the top to distribute to all of that stuff. So we got to multiply all of these by 5. Okay, so 5 times x squared. 5 times 3x. And 5 times 2. Subtract. Nothing. 11 minus 15. Negative 1 minus 10. Alright. So we got to get an answer because we're done. There's nothing else to bring down. That's how you know you're done. We'd already brought down the last term there, the negative 1. Now there's nothing left to bring down. When you were a little kid, what was this called when you had something left over in division? A remainder. So when we have this now, used to you got to write a capital R, like R3. We don't get to do that anymore, unfortunately. When we have this now, what we do to write our answer is we're going to take what's on our top, what we got up there, 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. Okay, then I'm going to put, let me do this where I got more room. Then I'm going to have a plus sign, my remainder over what I divided by. That's my answer. Yeah. A lot of steps to get there too, huh?
Let me draw some arrows.
Okay.
Go with that.
It's cold this morning.
Felt good, but tomorrow's going to be back to hot again. Then I think by the weekend it's supposed to be fall again.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to go real good. You know?
I have my emergency blanket and I have my kid brought yesterday for me and say, and I keep it.
Alright, we ready to try another one and bring out what we need? Okay. This one I've got x cubed minus x squared minus 2x plus 8. Told to divide that by x minus 1. Okay, so when what we're dividing by is smaller like that, it's easier. X minus 1 is just a binomial, so be a few less steps on this one. What we're dividing by goes outside our box.
Yeah, that's right. X minus 1.
Do I have any place where I'm going to have to put zeros
No.
inside my box? Trevor's correct. I got 3, 2, 1 constants, so they're all there. So I don't need any zeros. So x cubed minus x squared minus 2x plus 8. Alright, first term, first term.
X squared.
Very good, Stephen. Question is, x times what is x cubed? He said x squared.
Multiply that.
Now we distribute that x squared to both of these dudes out here. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times negative 1,
Minus
negative x squared. Good. This is cool. What happens when you subtract right there?
nothing. It just comes out to 0.
Right, everything goes away, right? X cubed minus x cubed is nothing. Negative x squared minus negative x squared is also nothing. So, I got a
Just
0
bring that
here.
one down.
I'm going to bring down negative 2x.
I said that one like
Do I bring anything else down?
No.
that. Yes.
Good, Gabe. And I told you a second ago, why?
Because it has to be
You
the
have to
same
keep
amount
them
of
even.
numbers as the
Good,
first.
Chloe. Very good. And whatever I got out here, I got to have that many terms down here. Okay? All right. So now we say x times what is negative 2x?
Negative.
Negative 2. So we distribute that. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Subtract.
Yeah.
What's our 6 is left over there?
That's all we got.
So can you write your answer now?
Yes, you can.
You write
X
6
squared minus
plus.
2.
Never mind. 6.
Squared minus 2 and then the over the remainder of 6 over x minus 1.
Is that a plus?
Yep. Because your remainder is like in addition to. You have to add that on to the end there. That's it.
We done for the thing?
No. Nice try.
Work the trial with it.
You're done for the day about 8 o'clock tonight.
Why 8 o'clock?
Stuff to do. Always stuff to do.
You'll be here till 8?
No, I'll be here till about 5:45 or so. Then I gotta go meet the man that's building my house because they put the roof on over the weekend, so I gotta write him a check for that.
You're getting a new house?
Building one right now,
Yeah. Is it gonna be a big one?
yeah. No, it's just 2-bedroom log cabin.
Same land?
Yeah.
I know it's really cheap people are building now. They're using like 10 buildings. You can like.
I looked into that, but mine's ever since I was a little twat, I've always wanted a log cabin. So I was like, this is a once in a lifetime thing. We're just gonna
Do it.
pay big bucks and do it. But I did look into that, those metal buildings. People buy like a metal storage building and finish the inside of them,
Yeah.
and it's pretty like heat and uncle. And those are, they say they're like good as far as heating and cooling bills are too. I don't know, but you have to have a lot of insulation.
Yeah.
I know my cousin, he was like helping somebody build one of those houses. Like they got this like new kind of insulation. It's weird, but like it's way thinner, and he says it works a lot better.
Is it sprayed?
I don't know. It's like it almost kind of looks like bubble wrap.
That's cool.
It's weird.
Stop. Dude, get your feet on yourself.
All right. Negative x cubed. We're going to do this one different. Negative x cubed plus 4x squared plus 9. We're going to divide that by x minus 3. This one I'm going to do the new way. I'm going to use synthetic division on this one. I'm going to tell you when you know you can use synthetic division and then show you. And the struggle is going to be, first off, with you that synthetic division is new and y'all fight anything new, so you're going to tell me you don't like it initially. But once you do it a few times, it's way easier than long division, I promise. Okay, just so make yourself stick with it until you get it. Because you could do this using long division, like we did the first two problems. It'll work. Long division works every single time. Synthetic division only works when what you're dividing by is an x to the first power. If this had been x squared or x cubed, I could not do synthetic division, okay? So that's how you check it. When it's an x to the first power, that's your highest degree is 1, you can do synthetic division. Alright, here's how synthetic division sets up. Your box is upside down. It's already opposite, I know. Kablooey. On the inside of our box, this is good for a lot of y'all that say, why do we have letters? On the inside of our box, all we're going to write are the coefficients. Okay, so I've got a negative 1x cubed. I've got a 4x squared. Notice I got a little space there. You're going to want space there.
Hang on.
What'd you get a negative?
Negative 1x cubed, my coefficients.
Negative 1.
And 9.
Nope. 4x squared. What's my x to the first?
2.
Right? I don't have an x to the first, do I?
Nope.
So I put a 0, just like in long division. And then my constant. Okay. It's new. It does look funny. Now, what I put outside the box is I take what I'm dividing by, set that equal to 0, and solve.
That'd be 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You put that on 3 outside.
I'm going to show you. You're reading ahead. All right. Starts off by dropping the first number all the way down. Once you get that one down, your pattern now is multiply, add, multiply, add. That's what you do the whole way through. So I'm going to take negative 1, and I'm going to multiply it by 3. Negative 4, and I put it underneath the next number.
Yeah.
I think I heard somebody over there say negative.
I said negative 3.
That was terrible.
Negative 1 times 3, put it underneath the next number.
And then add it.
Add.
So it's 1. Multiply that by 3.
Multiply. 1 times 3.
Which is 3. Add.
Add.
Multiply.
Multiply. 3 times 3. Add.
Put it with the.
Okay, now to write your answer, because that doesn't look like any of the answers we got when we did long division, does it? This started off as a negative x cubed, and we divided it by x. What's x cubed divided by x? X squared. So our first number is x squared. Our second number, they go in descending orders, x to the first. Our third number is the constant. The last number is your remainder. So whatever your highest power here is, your answer will be 1 less than that. Okay, so that's negative x squared, negative 1x squared, plus 1x, plus 3,
Plus 18.
plus my remainder over what I divided by.
Well, you tell me why you put the number 3 under that 4. Negative 3 under.
Negative 1 times 3 goes underneath the second number. That's how it will be every
Did you
time.
put 3?
But she solved for the thing you're dividing
She
by.
said when it's x minus 3, put it equal to 0 and then solve it out. It's simple. It's so confusing.
It's because it's new. We got to practice it. Do it a
All
few
right.
times. Got what we need on that one?
Not yet. The numbers.
I'm not like that.
It's a bad
What are you so confused?
Huh? Yeah, I couldn't go last week. I was in third grade. And I had to go home. That's sad. That's not like.
Alright, I'm going to do this one using synthetic division again. Reason I know I can is because I'm dividing by something that my degree is 1. That's x to the first power. So I'm going to set this up, synthetic division, my upside down box.
Set it to 0.
Negative 1.
It'll be negative 1.
Okay. Stephen and Trevor told me I'm going to have a negative 1 outside the box. Everybody all right on that?
What?
What's going to go inside the box?
I messed up already.
This is supposed to be
Good, Stephen. I got 3x cubed, negative 2x squared, bless you, 0x, bless you, negative 5 constant. Good.
Would that be negative 5?
All right. Drop my 3. And now it's multiply, add. Multiply, add. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Add, yeah, Stephen, negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative
How
5.
do you multiply add?
Hang on, what'd you?
It's getting the number.
What?
You're solving it out.
What's the question?
He's asking why are you multiplying and adding?
I had no idea. That's
She
how.
said it's
That's
new.
what they. That's what they taught me to do when I used synthetic division. Multiply what's outside. Add what's inside. I don't know how they came up with it.
Oh wait.
Multiply what's outside. I'm gonna add what's inside.
Because if it's opposite, it'd be divide and then you subtract everything. So when you flip it, it's actually multiplying everything on the outside and added
That's
everything
pretty
on
good,
the
Stephen.
inside.
I like that. So
Where'd you
say
get that negative 3 from?
When you
That
multiply
goes
three
same with
times
this stuff.
negative 1.
Alright. You got that negative 3.
And you add those together, and that gives you negative 5. You multiply negative 5 by negative 1, that gives you 5.
Alright.
Okay, ready? Negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5.
Like that, makes 5.
0 plus 5 is 5.
Multiply that to negative
5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 plus negative 5 is negative 10. Alright, so when I write my answer, I'm going to have a 3x to the what power is this one?
Squared.
Squared, because it started off as cubed. So it's 1 less. So 3x squared minus 5x plus 5.
Okay,
And now I'm going to go ahead and go and write plus, since I've been doing that, my remainder over what I divided by.
But it could be negative,
Good.
right?
Since that's a
I'm gonna do
negative
that.
10, I could just put the negative here, right, minus 10. Either one of those. Plus negative 10 is the same as minus 10. So either one of those would work okay on that.
Hey, on the bottom of your remainder,
Mm-hmm.
since we're divided by negative 1, shouldn't that be negative 1?
We didn't divide by a negative 1. We divided by x plus 1.
Are we done with that? No.
Nope. So what we need on that one?
Yeah.
Alright, here I've got x cubed minus 3x squared minus 7x plus 6 divided by x minus 2.
You can do it again.
Yes, you can, and you're going to try this one. Go.
Gonna try it.
Yep.
You're gonna try it. Come on now.
Oh, no, okay.
We're gonna put it out here in the front.
There you go. Hey,
Yeah,
It's
a
right.
little
It
too.
is a 2.
oh, yeah.
Now you gotta put a 0. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Would there be 2 or negative 2 out front?
2. Because
It's
you had
also
said
0.
x minus 2 equal to 0 and solid.
Would you add on the inside, multiply on the outside?
Yes.
I don't know.
Connor,
That's right. You see if this is right.
he already done.
The teacher done already. That was good.
Ooh, God.
Yep, that is right. Good job.
Okay, he's squared this one. So you would do 2 times negative 3?
I think I got it. Can you make this right?
I don't
Is
know.
negative 3 the first number you put in your box?
No, it's
It was 1. I already did that one. You
Okay.
just put it there.
Is this right?
Oh,
What you got?
put a negative with that.
Oh,
twelve,
yeah, yeah.
but
What you got here?
What's your remainder? Yep.
Don't know what to do next.
What do you think that?
At the first one.
Alright, so multiply 2 times 1.
Did y'all get a big number?
Okay.
That's ain't right now.
Oh my.
Yeah, that ain't
No,
right.
you add those two together.
And then you do 2.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So then 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. And you put
Is that what you got on chart?
Wait.
Oh, no.
Negative 3 plus
Bingo.
2.
What'd you
I
get?
heard her speaking down the hallway like
Yeah.
she was,
times 2 times
anytime I
negative
hear that, I'm like,
Square
oh,
minus x minus y plus
Put it in.
or computer keys, it's before.
Big it.
Orange coloring.
So you put the negative 2,
Oh, yes.
negative 7.
I
And
can
then
sleep
you add
for free
those.
because Miss Taylor's not here.
Minus
They're working on projects, I've been trying
You
to
can
do
go,
today.
you can go minus here.
And then
12
times 2 times negative 5
over.
and negative 18 and put it under 6.
That's fine.
I'm
And
in
then you
it.
add those and get negative
I'm
12.
in it.
No, I wear no carnivore.
That would be
I wear regular cowboy boots.
Yeah, we do
Insulate
wait for
boots.
y'all, like, it's bad. Like, y'all don't hardly do anything, do y'all?
Insulate.
Exactly, you're passing.
All right, did not need any zeros. Shh. Did not need any zeros on this one. I had a 1x cubed, a negative 3x squared, a negative 7x, and a 6. I took my x minus 2, set it equal to 0, and solved, and I got 2. So now I'm ready to drop my first number down. That gives me something to multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. Add. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Multiply. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Add. Negative 7 plus negative 2 is negative 9. Multiply. Negative 9 times 2 is negative 18. Add. 6 plus negative 18 is negative 12. Started off as a 1x cubed. My answer is 1 power less than that. 1x squared minus 1x minus 9. My remainder over what I divided by.
Yeah, he got it. He just wanted to know how he got it. He gave it.
Alright, got what we need on that one?
We're good. We're golden.
The other thing you can use synthetic division for is to actually solve. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that, where you just get a
plug it
number
back in.
answer. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Alright, if I had f of x is equal to
He just wrote it down real quick.
5x cubed minus x squared plus 13x plus 29, and I want to evaluate this for x is negative 4. Now there's a couple of ways you could do this. One thing that we've already done this week is you can just take the negative 4 and you can plug it in for all the x's and solve. That'll work. I don't want you to do that right now though, because we're going to have to make a connection with this later in the week using synthetic division. So we're going to go ahead and set up synthetic division. The function, the f of x stuff, is going to be what goes in our upside down box.
Oh, I don't like that.
5x cubed, negative 1x squared, 13x, constant of 29. Now, outside my box, look at that. Why did I do that?
Because it's what you're doing.
It's already solved.
Yeah,
Yeah, good. It wasn't a factor like the other ones. Like Chloe said, this one is that. So it's already solved, so I didn't make it the opposite sign. Okay? Now I'm going to do synthetic division, and my answer to this, if you check me on the calculator and plug negative 4 into all those, is going to be what I get in the remainder spot. Okay? So I'm going to drop my 5 down. Multiply. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Add. Negative 1 plus negative 20 is negative 21. multiply, negative 4 times negative 21 is 84. Add 13 plus 84 is 97. Multiply 97 times negative 4 is
388,
negative 388. Add 29 plus negative 388 is
359.
negative 359. So, f of negative 4 is negative 359. That's your answer. Same as if you would have gotten, if you'd have plugged a negative 4 in for all those and worked it out correctly.
So you don't need the 5x squared and negative 21.
No, because I didn't ask you to divide, I asked you to solve. That's the difference in the directions. That's called the remainder theorem when you do that, when you plug that in, because what it was in the remainder spot was your answer.
What's your alligator's name again?
Kevin.
Why'd you hang an alligator?
Yeah, look up there.
Kevin.
Oh, wow.
Who gave that to you?
Jesse
That's been
Gilbert,
up for
Garrett
2
Gregory.
weeks.
Oh, it had it.
No.
Coach Wright.
That wasn't
Coach
I
Wright.
don't know. They debated over
That's
which
the
way to
first one
hang
I've
it,
seen.
and I think they decided it could see better if it was like that.
Coach Wright, how long's that been up there?
Kevin, oh, it's been up there a while.
Yeah, 2 weeks, right?
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has. They
I've
put it
never
up
seen it.
like a couple Mondays ago.
I mean,
Yeah.
Chloe sits under it. She would know. Landon doesn't come to school enough to notice
Oh!
What's his name?
I didn't even know
Kevin.
this was there.
That's so Kevin.
That wasn't there yesterday.
Yes, it was.
No, it
Kevin.
wasn't.
That was there yesterday.
Yes, it
I didn't know
was.
it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was there yesterday.
I
They
don't
aren't
think
very
so.
smart then.
They put it up not last Monday, but the Monday before.
There's no way it's been there for almost 3 weeks now. And I haven't noticed.
I guess you're
It
just
wasn't
half a
there.
car.
I know.
There you look over there.
Okay, want you to do the same thing we just did. Shh, simmer down. Hey, want you to do the same thing we just did and try to solve that for x equals 2. In your upside down box, this one will have a 0 in the x squared, right? So you're going to have 5, 2, 0, negative 20, negative 6. Try that, see what f of 2 would equal.
2.
Yeah, that's what I wrote over there.
Yes, sir.
You gotta have 0.
You did?
I think I got it.
What's 5 times
What'd you get?
2? You already got it.
You're so
What?
You're so
F2
wrong.
equals 98.
No,
No, it's 50, right?
Oh my gosh, look at that.
you forgot your 0 in the squared spot.
I think it's from
There's no x squared. You
Oh,
gotta have a
okay.
0.
My arms are bruised from the balls at Cutter.
How do I get it? Because I
They
think
were
the
so
word.
like,
Hard.
yes, they were
Remain.
bad.
You know what I mean? You didn't make it.
Jimmy Weenie.
Look,
You did the word. Just, I just look, I got the answer. There's the word. Even type in your calculator. No, buddy.
This
Okay.
is supposed to be a negative 20, right?
You have to break you.
Do it!
Yeah, that's the
You
answer.
gotta go straight.
Ask her about
Balls that we're trying to do.
it. Hey,
You forget your 0 too.
add that.
No, you didn't. 12 times 2. 49 zeros.
I literally put mine in ponytail.
Yeah, me too.
0 plus 24.
Add that.
And then do that 100 times that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's negative 20.
48. You got the 48. Negative 20 plus 48 gives you 28. So put 28 times 2.
29 times 2 is 36.
Alright, here's how it would look to
What's 28
start.
times 2?
Everybody alright?
What's 28 times
Yeah.
2? 56?
56, yeah. So I got my 5 drop. 5 times 2 is 10. I add and get 12. 12 times 2 is 24. I add and get 24. 24 times 2 is 48. I add and get 28. 28 times 2 is 56. I add and get 50. So f of 2 is 50.
50.
50.
That's backwards.
Did you get it, Landon?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Almost.
Until I wrote his 50 backwards.
All right.
How did you write his 50 backwards?
I was looking at it.
There's no telling with this
Side.
group. Some things I just
We don't
smile
play
and
Coach
nod.
Wright. Come on,
Do you
man.
not? Do you not? All right. Where we'll go next is factoring some bigger polynomials. So that'll be it for today on division.